I know how it goes. You are watching a YouTuber that you love their build style, you want to learn how to build like them, and they finally do listen to your pleas and they record a tutorial. But all they say is like, oh no, let's put a roof on. And they build this gorgeous roof with like all these beautiful materials and you don't know how they got their block palette or why they chose what they did. So today I'm going to be showing you how I built this entire library, literally start to finish, like concept to right now. This will be extremely in-depth, so if you don't like listening to yapping, this might not be the video for you. I try to go through absolutely everything, explain my thought processes behind why I try to choose everything I do. This is actually part of a bigger castle that I'm building, which is why you'll see like unfinished entrances and places around. And also, this was built for villagers to be here and work here. I have not moved them here yet, but that will happen. So if you do want to see this in like full completion, subscribe, follow along as I build this castle. I have made this video over just about 4 months now. I have finished out my first year of college. I've moved once, twice, 3, 4 times. I've literally become homeless. Was low-key forced to work 60-hour weeks with 20 hours of commuting. Like, what is that? So if this all seems kind of discombobulated, it's because this wasn't made in a week. Okay, I put a lot of effort into this because my dream is to be a Minecraft YouTuber. And now that that disclaimer is out of the way, I hope you enjoy the video. Let's go back. One thing I hear a lot whenever I show people my build, they say, oh wow, I could never ever do that. And every time I roll my eyes, because I really believe anybody could build something like this, because it's very simple in my eyes. So I am going to show you all how I build my builds. So I am not going over all of the pre-stuff of like building something big like this, and that's just things like, you know, get good armor, elytra, getting good tools, a way to heal the tools, shulkers, you know, how to collect all the resources you need in large amounts. Beyond that, the first step is to generate ideas. So all I know here is I want it to be a library. And then you can go further than that and think, okay, well this library, I'm going to bring actual villagers into it. So I might need like villager headquarters and a bell. And then I also want there to be some enchantment, but I want that to be separate from the villagers, so maybe I'll actually put the enchantment on like a second floor of sorts. That's how everything else started as well. All I had for this was an entry hall, and this actually isn't finished. I haven't finished decorating. All I knew for this is I wanted a throne room. And then from there, it helps to figure out what kind of floor you would like, because I always start with the floors. And I will say, I think my process is a little bit unique. I really don't see anyone build like I do, which is part of the reason why I am sharing this. So yeah, hopefully it helps you. First we'll start with scaffolding to like figure out the perimeter, sort of how big I want this to be and at what level. So you can see I've already done a little bit of that, such as I decided the floor would be at this level. And I've started to dig out the corners that had big things in it, like right here. Even if I want the room to be a little bit more curved or something, I always just block it out as a rectangle or square first. And as you can see from the rest of my builds, I do just tend to build on rectangles and squares, because it's Minecraft. So anyways, I'm basically just going to block out a massive rectangle. Basically, we have a huge rectangle. But it's boring. Oh, one thing I also forgot to mention, the reason why it's at this level compared to this hallway is because I always like to have steps when entering or exiting a room, because it like helps set it apart. So that's what this is. The floor will be at this level. Next, I'm going to start deciding where more walls or structures will go. This room is a little more complicated because we're going to have many sections for each villager to work. And this is definitely going to be one of my more confusing rooms, which is why I chose to film this video on this room, because yeah, it really puts to the test if my methodology will work. So one thing I do know is there's going to be a staircase, and I'm thinking that staircase, it could go right here. So because I don't have any other better ideas to go off of, I think I'm going to try that. I also tried to make all spacings odd. 1, 2, 3, and then it will start. And that means we have to decide on a second level. Yeah, that's pretty tall. We'll have some bookshelves, and honestly, maybe it could be one lower. So that'll be the floor, of the top, but then the ceiling of down here might be at this level. That will be good. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's even. I think I'm gonna lower it 1, just because having it odd will help when I'm decorating pillars and crap. Okay, actually, I need to figure out how many villagers I have. That's something I should do. Okay, here's my little villager torture farm. Why are they all jumping at me? What do you want? They're begging to be released. Also, look at this. There's the weirdest terrain glitches in my world, and this is probably my favorite. You can't really see it well from here, but it's like it's completely naturally generated. So, I don't know, maybe I'm being haunted by Herobrine. We need 15 spots, which is actually really nice because it's a multiple of 5 and 3. And I want this whole library, even though it's pretty big, I want it to have a cramped sort of feel. Okay, so we're just going to ignore the fact that I don't really know what to do for any of this and just work with what we have, which is expanding the staircase. It's going to be this big. I'm just going to build this out so that I can reference it easier. So that's our staircase to our second level, which we'll tackle later. Yeah, I think we're going to have a booth for each villager. How big do these booths need to be, actually? I can make them 3 by 3 squares, but that's a little extra tight. And I feel guilty after treating my villagers like I do, so maybe I'll make them a little bigger. Okay, this will be the size of 1 booth, and we need 15 of these. And see, what I'm thinking is the entrance will be this way, and this will be a corridor to the main area. So then we'll have another set facing them, which will be in similarly cramped fashion, only 3 apart. Also, this probably isn't even cramped to most people. I just have the habit of building way too big all of the time. So I'm trying to get better at building small things. Okay, so this still looks pretty confusing from far up, but I think I know what's happening, right? This is the hallway, and then these are cubicles or whatever on the sides. This is only 6 of the 15 we need, which means we're going to need 8 more if the projection in my brain is correct. Ugh, why is this so hard? So we could just put it all in this corner, but that would interfere with having big windows on this side, which I really wanted there to be like a lot of windows right here, obviously, because you have a fantastic view. So this area, it's kind of big for just this empty room. We have all this empty space right here. So I could put more of these over here, but then I would have to destroy this entire thing. This is definitely the most complicated, confusing part of the entire process. But once this is done, it'll be easy. So I just need to figure out where everything's going to be placed first. Okay, here's my issues right now. I don't like how big and open this area immediately in here is because, like I said, I wanted it to be cramped because everywhere else is so spacious in the castle. So now I'm wondering if perhaps I could add some more units to the end of this. I'm just going to hurry and build that out to see how that would look. That is good. I like that a lot more. It's going to make this space feel more closed in. And perhaps we could shove these forward a little bit. This feels pretty decent, I think. I mean, I wouldn't call this space cramped, but it works. As you can see, this entire process is essentially just like rudimentary problem solving. It's saying, okay, well, what if we did this? All right, that's good, but it creates these problems, and then we address those problems. And it's basically just a massive back and forth until you get it all right. All right, I've been rambling for honestly way too long, but I think you guys have the gist of what I'm doing here. And so I'm just going to finish running around, experimenting, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll come back and like explain what I've done. Okay, so let me show you. If my maths are correct, we should have 15 booths. 8 here, 3 over there, which is, 12? No, 11. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Yeah, so 15. I've decided that for these walls in between booths, they'll only be like half walls. And so we're going to need another wall behind them. So that's what this is. And I don't worry about exterior walls in the beginning. That's something I'll worry about later. But this big area is going to be like our view area with windows and a fireplace over over there. We have the spots for the pillars. This door over here will go back towards the villager quarters, and I might actually put them below ground possibly, or I don't know. That's something to figure out later. So that's basically step 2 after you got your ideas, is get some scaffolding down so you kind of know where things are going to be placed. And it doesn't have to be final, but it has to be something, you know? This definitely is, I think, the hardest part of the process, because there's so much decision making, but it's worth spending a lot of time on to get right, because after this, things will start to get a lot more difficult in terms of like changing plans down the road. Alright, so the next step is to do the flooring now, which is, honestly, it's one of my favorite parts. I love my floors and floor designs. So to come up with a flooring design, I actually go to my creative world. But this is what I've been working on recently, floors, because I had so many issues just deciding what to do about the library floor. I settled on this design. Okay, so I went and I got some materials. I'm actually almost completely out of all my dark oak. I had a double chest full of dark oak logs, but this floor is about to be really expensive, so I hope I have enough wood to finish it and I don't have to stop and go find some forest to demolish. I always like to try and start with patterns. Okay, yeah, I think this is the center. Wait. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, it's the center. Bro, this is why I like really dislike editing videos like this, because I stutter so much and all that. But I'm gonna have the pattern radiating outwards from this center. This will make a square around it if I do it like this. I don't really want that. I feel like a peasant scrambling to pick up these scraps. I've been gathering every time I run into any iron, I pick it up now too, because my iron farm broke. Yay. I don't like using ice as scaffolding because it's so slippery, you know? I just have so much of it. Honestly, dirt is more valuable at this point. I also just realized we're gonna have to do something super annoying because the pattern I have logs that are facing up, and the only way to do that is to build underneath. I think now we start building. I need to go get more ice actually for this stupid grid. Okay, this isn't centered. Does that annoy me? I don't know. Okay, yeah, actually we're just gonna omit this from this room. That's one thing. It's okay to make executive decisions like that when you're building, because it's really your build. Well, I'm sure some of you will hate to hear this, but you have to let go of your perfectionism when you are just building anything in Minecraft, because it's blocks. It's not going to line perfectly, you know? I have plenty of like little miscalculations here and there, and it's okay, you know? I bet the huge buildings that people build in real life have little quirks and things all over. Actually, I mean, I know they do, and usually those quirks are what makes them so famous or what people love about them. So, yeah, moral of the story, stop worrying. Now, surrounding each of these, there's actually a grid of logs turned upwards. So now we're going to do that, even though I don't want to. I will say also, a lot of times what I'll do is once I have a big room already established like this, then I'll take a screenshot of it, go into creative, and then build a floor specifically to all these weird little dimensions, and then create a pattern that works with all of it. That's what I've done for everything else, including like here. I do think it's gonna look fantastic. And frick! I always go back to my bed too early because of these dang shaders. I've played with these shaders forever now. Actually, I'm kind of scared. Should I look to see what it looks like without shaders? Okay. It's honestly really not that bad. That was one of my goals. I wanted to make everything look pretty in and with, but also without shaders. And so I think I did it. But honestly, default Minecraft lighting is horrible for large spaces. Actually, maybe I'll build in this for a while without shaders. You guys will have to tell me if you like gameplay with or without shaders better. Anyways, okay, let's, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I remember. So essentially all these pillars I'm making are just to place logs going straight up. There's probably a better way to do this, so just ignore what I'm doing. Sometimes the best way to do something isn't the most efficient way. It's just the way it'll get done. He won't make it in time. Ha. And the ones that are facing up will not be stripped. But now that we have the designs done, and it is a huge mess, we'll fill in the in-between. Oh my gosh, do you guys hear that? Ah, my freaking fire alarm. It goes off all the time. I live in a dorm room at college, by the way. While my fire alarm goes off, I guess enjoy this nice overhead time lapse of me, yeah, filling in the floor and hopefully not running out of wood. Also guys, don't worry about me. The fire alarm goes off all the time for stupid crap. Like one time a kid tried to make ramen in the microwave, but he forgot to put water in it. Oh god. I like that actually. I like that a lot. Honestly, I'm just kind of a Minecraft god, you know. You know me, the very humble Minecraft god. Alright, so we've gone over 3 steps so far. The first one was just concept. The second one was laying down scaffolding, and that was the hardest one. And then the third one is just laying down your floor like this. First, I'm gonna figure out these arches. I do think they're not gonna arch immediately. I want there to be a short pillar. Okay, that's gonna be 22 blocks tall. So we need to remember that, 22 blocks tall and 9 apart. So we're gonna jump onto our creative world and we're going to simulate this. So now that we've got that set up, we're just gonna experiment with designs that have pillars and an archway that is roughly that tall. It doesn't have to be that tall, that's just like an estimate. I'm gonna be pulling up some Pinterest ideas as well. And if I ever make something exactly how I saw it online, I will put a sign in my Minecraft world by it that has the name of the person who made it. But I don't do that very often. I usually just like see something like, okay, that makes me think I could do this. Okay. I have got me some ideas. I actually saw this thing that made me wonder. It would be cool to start them off like this. Oh, that actually looks sick. And then let's put some scaffolding. But yeah, so basically this is what this part is about. It's just taking the parameters of what you figured out in your survival world and just taking that into creative. So, oh, I do not like that. And yeah, just taking it into creative to like look at it and see if you like it. Okay, there's an idea. I mean, it's not horrible. And if you're having trouble coming up with stuff, that's where you just start randomly placing things down. Sometimes I try to do things that I think will look bad because sometimes it's those things that you avoid doing that actually end up looking good. But mainly just like watch videos of people who are building like you want to build. But yeah, look on Pinterest, Twitter, there's lots of builders. No artist is completely original. Once you move around enough blocks, you might just start to get something you kind of like. So I've got some designs that I'm kind of happy with. This one I got and I was like, okay, I think I'm pretty good with this one. This one, it's very much my style, like I get it. But then I was like, why don't I like do something that's a little bit more out there from what I usually do? And so I did this. Things like this always look a little gross when it's just flat stone. When it'll probably look better when it has the whole gradient on it. I don't know. I do really like this one. I might roll with it, even though I'm unsure. It is kind of brutish. I want it to fit in with the castle, but I think a change to something I wouldn't normally do would be nice. And this is also a little bit more sharper than normal, but like, hey, why don't we try it out? I've been trying to make everything just a little bit different in my castle. But one thing I always do when I'm doing big designs like this, especially when I'm unsure, is I sleep on it. I take a break and I walk away from the game for a while because heaven knows I've been playing this way too much recently, and if I decide to go with this design, I'll screenshot it and put it into my reference album. I realized this whole thing is 1 block away from being aligned with the hallway, but your girl is not about to destroy this entire thing and move it 1 over, so It's gonna stay like that, and that's okay. I'm not picky. It's still very pretty, and it almost lines up, so... Bro, I was gonna make a tutorial and, like, impress you all with my skills, but I think I was just starting to show you guys how flawed my builds actually are. I know I said I was gonna do the archways first, because I typically do, but I kind of just want to, like, do the walls. Just some of the walls. Not the big ones, but you'll see what I mean. I'm just gonna time-lapse it because, honestly, I'm tired and I don't want to talk, so yeah. Okay, quite honestly, I don't know what to talk about on this one, but, yeah, I feel like I should be talking on these time-lapses because I don't want anyone to get bored and click away, but honestly, maybe this is worse, I don't know. Basically, my thought process was, you know, put the books around. I wouldn't have enough books if I did the whole thing bookcases. I'm saying book a million times. Then I realized I probably don't need to because then it would look bad, and so I did that. And then I had this idea to do, incorporate some deep slate, which I don't have any deep slate in my build yet. It'll just look too monotonous, and so I added in just this, cobbled deep slate little patterns. I love this, like, little, I don't even know, clover pattern or whatever this is, little flower. I really don't want to be one of those YouTubers that's like, oh yeah, it's easy, you just build a wall. And then they build, like, some super complicated, like, you know, textured out, like, thing, and you're like, where did you get those blocks, where did you get the pattern idea, all of that. So I'm gonna try and explain. So yeah, for this wall, obviously, I just do this pattern a lot. Ta-da, that's what I did there. I thought deep slate because I am an artist and I'm just thinking about values here, right? Stone, this is like a flat mid value. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is like a 5. I am thinking about having oak pillars here too. I was thinking either stone or oak, but I'm leaning towards oak. If we have way too much light stuff, first of all, we're going to have a crap ton of wood, and then if we have this, like, mid-tone, it's going to be a mid and a light tone, and without any, like, dark tones, other than just this pattern on the floor, it's going to look messy. So it's kind of just a little bit of color theory, but you want to have, like, a range of colors. Colors and values. So, like, for example, in here, we have all the walls are mid-tone. The floor is the darkest, and it's pretty dark. This, what is this called again? Nether brick. And then for the light stuff, obviously we just have, like, a lot of lights that are around, so. And honestly, like, I'm not fantastic at color theory, so, like, these are some really bad basics, but, yeah. But having this dark, like, really dark deep slate in between each of these pillars gives this, like, illusion of depth that isn't really there because these pillars don't pop out very much. I am going to fill in this wall. I'm going to try something. I'm literally just copying this straight from someone I saw. I was just watching, I'm Shrammy 2, I think is the channel name. And I was watching episode 2 of his, snowy hardcore world, and he built this really beautiful cabin. I love his builds. But he did this very interesting, like, wooden, like, wall thing. Yeah, and then I do plan to just do regular stone over here, because I want to have windows, and having double thick walls where you have windows makes really weird stuff. That's the reasoning behind all these different kinds of walls and stuff. So, yeah, and I think I'm just gonna do... I had this idea. Originally, I was gonna do stone arches here, but I think I don't know. I'm not pressing the space bar. I don't know why I was jumping going backwards right there. Like, was I... Okay, anyways, yeah, I think I'm just gonna do the classic, like, you know, trapdoor sign button thing, but with just completely oak instead of spruce. And we'll see how it looks. And if the trapdoor isn't working, like I suspect it won't, I might switch it around for other trapdoors, but we'll see. Actually, maybe I'll do the, not the cherry one, because that light pink might not look good next to these, but, like, maybe I'll do the mangrove trapdoor. I don't know. We'll see. So that's what I'm going to do, and... like I said, it's actually pretty late, and I'm tired, and I just want to play some Minecraft. So I'll time lapse it, and next time I talk to you guys will probably be tomorrow, because it's spring break and I'm just playing Minecraft. Even though I do actually have spring break homework that I'm 100% procrastinating, but that's okay. So I hope that color theory and value stuff made sense to you all. If you're interested in a video where I try to explain that more, I can make one. Just let me know. But in the meantime, I thought I'd just introduce myself a little bit more. Obviously, oh gosh, I've already messed up. Oh no. But I'm a college student right now, and so I don't have a lot of time to make videos, but I do love to make them, as tiring as it can be. I'm in my first editing session for this video, and I'm going on hour 6, and honestly I think I might need to just go outside and like absorb sunlight for a second or something. I don't know. But yeah, back to the video. I hope see, bro, I say way too much and I space out my sentences. It's so hard to edit. But I do hope this video is helpful. It took a long time for me to convince myself to make one of these videos, because it feels like presumptuous. Like I'm saying that I'm really good at like building, that I could teach people, and like there's so many other people who are way better at building than me. But like I just wanted to get it out there, because why not, you know, take your chances or whatever. And so yeah, I just hope this helps somebody and encourages any of you to start on some projects you wanted to do but weren't quite sure how to approach. And also, if you are liking it, this video or whatever, consider liking, because yeah, a lot of effort goes into these and I love making them. Yeah, so this is where we are at. I'm really loving how this is coming together. Even though with all my other builds I've had like an idea of what I wanted it to look like, this one I didn't, so I'm very I'm working through it with you guys. Oof, this is gonna be a lot of editing to get this video together for you guys, so you better subscribe. And also, some of these builds especially take so long, which like I'm not complaining, I like doing it. But the issue comes when you have like 11 hours of me just like rambling on and on about random things and repeating myself and also saying every 5 seconds. I actually just spent the past many hours, I think it was just a little over 6, editing everything I have so far. So yay! I've decided to move ahead with the most recent design we had for these archways. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to build one with you and show you how I do my, as you can see, I'm all prepared to do the gradient thingy majig. I'll build one whole archway just to show you guys how I do it, and then I'm gonna time lapse the rest. Alright, so we're just gonna start by throwing these pillars down. I'll come fix the floor later. I'm pretty much just going to click these blocks at random. I won't lie, there's not a lot of rhyme or reason to it. It's easier to show with a wall, but sometimes you can make patterns with them. I'll also just be filling the inside with ice so I don't have to like light it up. I've pretty much organized these blocks, like these 4 stone blocks is what I've textured almost everything with, except for the throne room, because that was my first room and I wasn't sure what I wanted yet. But I've had them arranged in this order all the time so I don't even have to look. If I'm placing a block between stone bricks and just regular stone, I like to do andesite, because to me it's like a broken stone, as if like bricks were being worn away, but pretty much just like a little more of a gradient. So if I don't know what to do, I just always put down some stone. My favorite thing, I use the polished andesite the least, but my favorite thing to do with it is make it kitty corner to another block, like this. Because I just think it looks kind of neat. Other than that, sometimes I'll literally just click a random button and see which option it lands on. So I need to go sleep so no creepers get in here. Alright, and then I had a pattern for right here. This will be in the middle. These are some good looking blocks if I do say so myself. Also, one thing I do like to do with stone bricks is kind of group them together and maybe like peter them out with some blocks. I don't know. It's really hard to explain, but it's randomness, kind of. Honestly, I'm tired. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to explain this right now. And I use mostly stone, which is why I have so much extra stone compared to everything else. When I don't know what to do, I just spam regular stone. Building with gradients is something you kind of have to learn. I hate to say it, but it's something you kind of just have to learn by experience. Because you'll get to the point where you're pretty fast with it and you don't have to think twice about selecting blocks. If you're trying to do like really nice planned out gradients, like some of the stuff I'm sure Me2 does, you do have to put more thought into it, but And sometimes you could just alternate between 2 blocks all the way up. It actually ends up looking pretty good in the grand scheme of things, so. I've slammed my headphone cord too many times in my desk drawer, and my cat's chewed on it too much to where I cannot hear out of it anymore. Bam, there we go. That is one pillar. Okay, I finished it. Let's go. I love how I said I'm gonna build a small, cramped library, and I built this. I saw this amazing thing on Pinterest though of an amethyst chandelier, and so I wanted a lot of space to make a big amethyst chandelier. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we've done 3 steps. Concept, 4. We've done concept, scaffolding, flooring, and then we've done like archways and inner walls. I don't know if this counts as an inner wall, but like, you know, it's not an outside wall. So anyways, so if you got to this step, you might be just about where you have all the components of your room together, and you move on to the next part, which is actually building the ceiling and walls. Currently, I actually have to do a second level up here because I decided earlier I was gonna have a second level. But anyways, I basically am just going to repeat the last 2 steps you saw of scaffolding out this area. Honestly, I'll probably go back to step 1, get some more ideas, because just an enchantment table isn't really going to fill up this space. But then I'm going to get scaffolding, kind of figure out what I want this to look like, and then I'm going to, build the floor and then the inner walls and archways. And I actually am going to do all of that off camera because I am kind of tired and this video is long enough. I think you've got like the process already. There's also always more where this came from, so if this video isn't like in depth enough to understand and you want more like examples, let me know and I can easily make more with the other parts of my castle. And so just being able to do this without having to deal with recording it and then like editing and all of that will just save me a lot of time. Heaven knows I have a shortage of that these days. Hello everyone, it's actually been a long time since I recorded that last clip and I'm still working on this upstairs a little bit. I'm almost done, but this guy has been scaring me with his weird little noises, and for the longest time I was like, what is making those sounds? Is it like a goat? Especially the screams at night. Was that you, dude? Because that's been happening a long time. But no, it's just a little fox here. And honestly, I don't really see Arctic foxes around that much. So I thought, hey, let's try and like name tag him. I honestly wonder if he's stuck, or like at least stuck in here, because I don't know. But yeah, the reason it's been a while is because I'm actually in the middle of finals week, which has been stressful to say the least. I've kind of been pretty under the weather, and so I really haven't gotten enough work done this past weekend. In fact, I almost have gotten close to nothing done. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. And this next weekend, which is like my last weekend before a lot of due dates, is my birthday weekend. And I do not want to spend my birthday studying. So let's hope that's not the outcome. this summer I do hope to get a lot more content out, because you might notice this channel is kind of new. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe, because I would love to be able to do this like full-time, maybe eventually. That would be my absolute dream. It's you. 10 emeralds? Oh my gosh, dude. I think this is our mending? No, sharpness. I don't know why this one is so jacked up on trades, actually. Tell me why in my head I was thinking 20 emeralds, so whatever. I'll just take one. Thank you. You know what I just realized? I don't even have a name for this thing. What do I name it? Okay, yeah, just ran out. Fantastic. Can you tame these? With like berries, right? But can we just trap it instead, actually, in a boat? Let's do that. Actually, what is the plan here? Can you domesticate Minecraft foxes? Oh my gosh, guys. It's sleeping. That's actually really cute. Perfect. Hey, buddy. You're really cute. What day of gameplay is this? 1473? Most of that I've spent up here in the mountains, and I've never seen one of them before. And you know what I also just realized? We have a name tag, but I didn't bring an anvil. You're gonna stay here, buddy, because I have actually nowhere to put you. I'm sorry for trapping you. But what that means is you guys can help me name this Arctic fox. Leave name suggestions in the comments. The next time I see you guys will probably be in a few weeks for me, because I have finals and my birthday weekend and then the big party weekend before everyone leaves, and I have to say goodbye to all my friends, move out of the dorms, which I will never return to because they are way too expensive, and honestly the debt isn't worth it, and I'll be getting a full-time job as well. But you know what? It'll all work out, I hope. Okay, hello. I don't really remember where we were because it's been a hot minute. I have completed my first year of college, and that was very rough, especially finals. It's been even longer because I've been so busy finding places to stay until my lease begins, and also just applying for so many jobs. Anyways, I've got the flooring and the kind of general layout at this place finished. Really don't remember what step we're on, but the next part is going to be the ceiling. Not 100% sure how it's gonna go. We're definitely gonna figure something out. So, the way I always start with ceilings is to define like how arches connect. Now, like we only have a couple arches in the middle of this place, and there's not really other arches to connect them to because these ones are already connected, if you get my drift. But I'm pretty sure, at least for this area, the ceiling is going to be as tall as this is, and it's going to come up to the wall over here. So first of all, let's get up there and start establishing things. So looking at this, I think I'm going to start putting I actually think log trusses, just to contribute to the very heavy wood look we're going for. I think some log trusses across the ceiling would look good, which is why I actually brought so many spruce logs. Let's see, if we put one behind every stair, we'll have double thick. Is that what we want? But I'm gonna build these out to see if they look any good. Okay, that's definitely, I don't think that's really the look I had in mind for a trussed ceiling. Definitely not. I think we're gonna fill this in with stone for the ceiling to kind of bring more of that bring the pillars in a little more. And because the stone is so light and this is so dark, the contrast here can be kind of jarring. Which, if you like contrast, that's good. But I think too much where you're almost going black to white, those kind of patterns they mess with my eyes. But I think we might do a truss starting off of here. Honestly, maybe a little. We'll see how it looks from the bottom. And then take out the upper ones of both of these. Definitely giving a lot more of what I was thinking, like kind of trusses. And with the snow and the fog, it's really hard to tell if it's gonna look better stripped or not. So right now we're just gonna build it out and not worry about stripping. Although, like I said earlier, I am worried about the stone to log contrast. Actually, I'm liking the vision so much, I think we're gonna do this on all sides. So on this side, going over to this wall, as well as this side. One thing I also do want to say is normally I don't like how blocks run into each other, just flesh on flesh, especially directional blocks like logs, but I actually don't mind it in this situation. I can't say exactly why, but I do want to say that's normally something I avoid to make my builds look like they're a little more in-depth. But I don't know, I feel like it looks really nice, and I feel like raising the middle one would create a complicated ceiling that would create a lot of shadows and just create weird gravity, like visual gravity around the middle, which is not what I'm going for. I like how they're very evenly spaced right now. The next thing I'm thinking about is how these are going to connect to other places, and I don't really know what's going to go on over here, especially with how the flooring of this second level is like exposed, and I don't quite want it to be. But for now I'm just going to look at what I kind of have more of an idea about, and that's like these things. I'm actually thinking perhaps we could take I keep forgetting the word, stripped oak, and put it on top of these stairs going up to the ceiling. We could also bring spruce logs down, but I'm thinking that'd be a really nice way to connect those. Oh, also one thing, I haven't done it yet, but this fireplace was essentially just copied off of Pinterest, and I am going to hunt down the original creator and put a sign up. I just haven't done that yet. But yeah, this is not my own design. I have tweaked things about it to fit what I'm doing better, but it's essentially not my design. I'm feeling like spruce would look better. However, I don't want to be overwhelming with dark things, and I know I already have a bias towards spruce, as most Minecrafters do, just the dark woods in general. So I think I might actually play with the oak and continuing that up. And I'm just going to start stacking this oak on top of each of these stairs, just to the ceiling. And one thing I actually really like about this ceiling is it doesn't happen very often, but you can like very clearly see where we'll be putting in blocks in order to create a ceiling. One thing I also like to do when I have a lot of arches, I break this rule a lot, but when I have arches with stairs, sometimes the connecting blocks in between, I will not use stairs, so it like, especially if it's like going to be the same material, so that it creates like a very distinct separation. And I think that's what we're going to do for this as well. I'm only going to use blocks, and you can see we'll put one there and one there, and with here probably one on top of the log and then one in front. So it's very, very even. So this roof is going to be easy. Sometimes you have to start doing weird things to fit it all together. This is an example of a ceiling I kind of had to get creative with to fill in. There's a lot going on here, especially because it's not the same height change in every single one of these. Some only go up one block, but then some actually go down two, like right here. So yeah, if you guys want more in-depth tutorials on like how I do like more complicated things like this, let me know. I'm just gonna bring these straight up. I don't know how I feel about that direct crash into the log. That is another thing with the like deep contrast of how dark this spruce is. I'm not gonna be too worried about that for right now. I think on this side we're also gonna do the same thing. I'm thinking we move these up one, and then we continue this on the other side. Hold on, you'll just see. Ooh, these aren't gonna line up, are they? They will not. However, I think we'll still go ahead with that anyways. So even though those pillars don't line up, I still think they look pretty decent. I'm not sure if I actually like right here at all, because you'll notice actually over here we don't have this problem, but over here these go straight up to the edge. I'm just having an issue with this pillar. I don't like how it's flush with this stone. I'm gonna sit and think about it for a minute. in the meantime, I'm going to do over here. Yes, I'm also excited to continue this wall like type. Oh gosh. Hold on, my cat is behind the computers unplugging things. I can't see my monitor. I might just move, I mean it would complicate things here, but I might just move these pillars back. One. Yes, okay, I think that's the plan. Because I just don't love how that's going right there. And I've been trying to refrain because I never use raw wood in my builds, but I think I just need to strip all of these things up here. So I'm just gonna go do those things and be right back. I've got that done. And I like it a lot better. And I think this looks way less harsh. I mean, I know the morning light kind of is blurring it out a little bit, but yes, I think this looks way better. Okay, next we're going to just start filling in walls and like in between the arches, because I feel like once you get to this point, it starts to become easy to segment stuff off and think, okay, what am I gonna put here and here? Here's what I'm thinking. Over here, I know there's gonna be some great big windows. As for continuing the walls all over here, I know I'm gonna continue this one all the way up. Maybe create a spot for a picture right up here, or a painting. Over here, I'm going to continue this stuff, deep slate, all the way up in this corner. Right now, I'm debating between deep slate and between these, in both this area and over here, or stone. Okay, I actually think, just to make sure these arches still pop out a lot, I think we're gonna do deep slate in between these. And while I'm at it, I might just throw in some of these cobbled deep slate stars. I'm gonna fill this in with stone. We're actually going to be doing a tower. I forgot, just a very small tower right out here. That probably won't be part of this video. I have filled in all the walls I said I was going to, as well as in between the ceiling rafters. And I know it's very hard to see, but I did them exactly as I was talking about earlier. I'm back with supplies. One thing I did want to explain. So over here I wanted to put a painting up, but then because of the indentations of like how the wall is built, I thought it might look weird, so just put one on top. So I wanted to recess it, and then I put this row around it. And then also, I realized the painting I wanted to put up there was even, like, that's 4 blocks by 4 blocks. And so instead of trying to figure out how I was going to make this work, I just crafted it as if it was the right size. And I always put glowstone behind paintings because it makes them just look way better. And then I just popped it on there, and then I actually really like how this turned out. I figured I could fill it with more paintings if I didn't like it, but I do. So we're gonna start with putting in this last part of the ceiling, which is gonna be right here. I usually do fill in all of the walls before I start filling in the ceiling, but I want to do that area last just because I don't feel like doing it right now. We will just start right here. And I'm gonna have all these pointing this way. Oh my gosh, that was the perfect amount of planks. Oh, I freaking love that. This is definitely shaping out to be one of my favorite rooms. And this was totally an accident. I forgot to put something on top of glass, because for some reason I thought snow wouldn't pile on top of glass, even though it obviously does. And I was gonna put string up there, but then it made this really pretty pattern, and the light rays are like kind of gorgeous. So we're just gonna keep that. Also, over here, I had an idea. I don't know if I'll do it in this video because it might be complicated, but to kind of like mirror that, I made a indentation over here for something. At first I was thinking another painting, but then I realized, like, what if I put in like a working clock? Because back here I was thinking of having another tower. Up in the tower I could build like redstone to, like, I don't know what it would look like. Maybe it would light up during the day and then extinguish during the night or something. Like, I don't actually fully know. Whatever it is, I want to try doing it without any kind of tutorial, like I did with my other redstone creations up here. I would try and incorporate a little bit of redstone into this build. Alright, I think next we're going to tackle this this section here. I set up my bar every time the exact same way when I'm doing stone, so that I have just a lot of muscle memory. Oh my gosh, the gas pissed me off. But I always do a row of stone, and then a row of andesite, and then stone bricks. We'll have to make more. And then I do my polished andesite here on the end, and I usually don't need that much, and I usually just put stone above this because I use I use more stone than anything else. And then also for whenever I'm doing stone things, I will put them in the same exact layout as the stone, but just over here. And then if I also am working with slabs, a lot of times I'll just grab 2 slabs and just use those. But if I'm having the full array of slabs, if I'm doing something with a lot of slabs, I will have them like, you know, all organized exactly how they should be, and then I'll just swap them out with the stairs when I need to. And also, for those of you curious, a lot of times I do scroll to get to different things, but I have hotkeyed all these things. So these 2 are on my mouse, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are my number keys, but then 6 is C, then this is V, and this is B. So I hit them with my thumb. And I still get them wrong a lot. Like, I don't know how. I've had these the same way for actual years, but sometimes I forget them. Okay, and it's nighttime. Let's sleep. We're going to do windows. First, I'm gonna start by, like, seeing where I want the pillars. I had this idea of we could have, like, 3 windows right here, so the middle one would obviously be the tallest one. Then we'd have 2 smaller arches on the sides. The fireplace is going to be here and stick out, but I think even though it might cover a little bit of this window, it would still look good. Let's see, yeah, and this is the center. So temporary block right here. So I'm thinking if we made this window 3 wide, then this one could be 7 wide. Wait, hold on. There's been a miscalculation over here. It happened when I put in this wall, I see. Okay, okay, maybe for the corner, what we'll actually just do is this. And even though I almost always try to keep things odd, we could do even windows. It wouldn't come up to a peak, but it might slant over towards the big one, which could look good. And that way we could still have this here looking fine. Okay, yeah, I think that's going to be the plate. And then over here, so yeah, right here is the center. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, perfect. So that wall's already established. And I think we're just going to make these go as high as we can get them to go. A lot of times when I don't know how arches are going to go, I'm just going to build what I do know all the way up to where I know it will end. So that's what I'm going to do here. And yeah, see how this goes. Here. And then do something like this here. I don't know what's going to happen here, but... And that should close that off, I think, pretty nicely. Yeah. And we'll have to figure out an archway at the top here. Another option that we have is to have this come up and curve, but then have a second, like, circle window above it. I mean, actually, I don't know. Is there too much going on here? I am doing something similar with that over there, so maybe I won't do it here. If we're going to make this go as high as we can, we'll probably just bring it 1 block down and then like 1 stair down, if that makes any sense. Let's see, if we put a stair right there, how bad would that look? I don't know, let's try it. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. I was worried it would look too thin right there. Ouch. But I think that's actually pretty good. And I actually like how angular that is. Usually I would bring that one down a block. But I feel like it fits these kind of vibes that we have going on. So I'll keep it. And maybe we'll do like something with like a wide arch as well. And then, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like that though. What if we did stairs here? Whoops. Scary. Actually, I'm kind of liking these like flatter arches today. I don't know. Oh yeah, I like that a lot actually. I think the closest we could put a stair is, yeah, gonna be on these. So I think if we go over again right here, it's just gonna be too flat and we'll have too big of a space here. So we're gonna go up a block like that and then do the thing we did on that window over there. Does that look, oh, I think that looks fire, guys. I think that's fire. Oh, look at all the scaffolding I'm losing. Oh yeah, that is good. That is better than what I had envisioned. Wow, freaking love this. I'm loving the style of this library. And for those of you curious how I do a gradient, I can't remember if I've explained it in this video, but essentially, I try to, whenever I put down stone bricks, I think about like making clumps, and I like to make like a lot of L shapes with them, and then put in andesite between as if it's like crumbling, and then another one, and then just like fill in stone around it, kind of like that. And then I also will do polished andesite rarely on its own, or I do love to do them kitty corner to each other, because I think that looks good. And I like to put some andesite around that. And then sometimes I'll make patterns, you know, it's just best to not overthink it. Sometimes I'll go stone, andesite, or just things like that. And whenever I get confused and don't know what to do, I just spam stone, and that's all there is to it, basically. The more you do it, just the easier it gets, and you just go on autopilot. Like, and obviously, I've done it quite a lot. We're just gonna put this glass right here. It feels great to finally have a clean floor. Definitely need to get this place lit up. There's lots of shadows, and that's the thing about Minecraft. Managing the shadows in big spaces is probably one of the hardest parts of big builds. Okay, I finally finished the freaking windows. Took forever, but we did it. So we're gonna start this essentially by just filling in all the gaps. I think we're just gonna slap some of these bricks here. So now the ceiling is completely filled in. The only gaps to the outside are these things. I think the way we're gonna go about that is switch these to just full blocks. I don't think we have any gaps to the outside anymore. Okay, this is a problem area. The top of this wall comes all the way out flush to the deep slate wall, and I'm kind of thinking that's the better option for this. I want to rotate between the dark oak and spruce trapdoors, I think. I did this on the outside of the castle a little bit. Alternate between these coming down this. And then I think that's just what we're going to do to go across this area right here. And then maybe we'll just bring this deep slate wall up one, because it's one too low right there. I actually love how that looks, because it almost continues this kind of like pattern around the edge, but it doesn't look unfinished. I'm thinking if we do this and then put, I don't know, cobbled deep slate between these, then an oak fence across. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm making absolutely no sense, but hear me out. We go like this. Then on the outside, we could continue our pattern of trapdoors. Okay, I actually really like how that looks. That looks pretty clean, I think. Let's tackle this interesting mess all along here. I think we're actually going to replace these slabs with stairs. I guess we don't really have a choice but to fill in all of these areas in between. I actually wonder if putting some stripped logs here might look nice. And then I think we're going to try and continue that same trapdoor design across these things. If we want to put a fence along here, we probably need to either change these blocks out or put another strip right here. Yeah, I think we're gonna push it back and change these blocks out, okay? And that's that cleaned up for the most part. I mean, yeah, that looks nice. It brings out some green from the bookcases. Not gonna lie, cleaning this little area up was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be, but I shouldn't be speaking yet because the hardest part is yet to come, which is the staircase. Because how the F do we do this? Okay, definitely know I want to do that. I wonder if we put bookcases under there, that'd be kind of cute. Oh, it would be so cute. That also makes me wonder if maybe we should do like oak trapdoors going down. And then the biggest issue is like all this stuff. I could just do this low-key. Oh, I don't even know what's going on over here, to be honest. I think we just take this whole corner of stuff out and just put an oak pillar here, sitting on the bookcases. It might not look the best, but I think that might work well. Okay, I will say I don't love it coming down on the bookcases. And if we took it down through the bookcases, you would see it on this side, and it would not look that good. I'm so torn. Why is this so difficult? Okay, actually, let's try this. Okay, actually, I feel like that's the move. In here, it doesn't look as pretty. You know what, we're actually just gonna take some liberties here and throw in some of these. Okay. Yeah, this is looking pretty messed up, not gonna lie. Okay, all I know though is I need a block here so there's not just this random gap to the staircase. Okay. Interesting. Maybe we could put oak stairs here to cover this corner. Or maybe we just embrace the fact that it looks like it's cutting through the space and just... Oh, actually that's much better. I think that's the move. It looks a little odd, but you know what? It works. It works just fine. It's such a simple solution too for how long it took to think that up. It's just stairs. Okay, I think we're gonna tackle this area right here next. So this whole thing looks ugly, but essentially there's gonna be a little hallway here connecting to like the big tower over here and this hallway but a little further down. And I'm gonna have it poke out a little bit just because I feel like it creates a better kind of like flow in this room and makes this more of like a cute little space. I ended up pushing this wall back and I thought maybe it'd be cute to do some bookcases here. I'm thinking like this. Then we could maybe put paintings above or something. I feel like paintings very much like fit the vibes of this whole room. Now, I was thinking about doing like an arched pattern, sorta. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I say let's leave it for right now, and if we don't like it too much later, we can always come back. Next, we need to tackle whatever's going on with this thing. Slab. Oh, maybe we're just gonna use slabs for this. Sweet. I actually do really like that. I think this touching doesn't look good, so... I'll have to go back and do something there. Oh no, this is a problem. You know what? I think we're just gonna do a little cheat. And just do that. Whatever. I don't care. I don't get paid enough for this. I don't want to leave these logs just completely bare, but I don't think they need too much decoration either. I'm thinking let's do the mangrove and sign thing at the top. I went and got a ton of signs. Options for lighting things up. I was thinking we could just hang a lantern down here in the middle and that'd be cute. Woo! I feel like in Spirited Away when the one lady is like feeding all the soot sprites sprinkles and they run around and like pick all them up. That's what I feel like collecting scaffolding. That actually looks pretty decent, I'd say. I just feel like we need something here. On the shelf on the bottom. I can't tell if the shadows are too much. Like, I kind of like the shadows. I like how it's a little bit dark and moody in here. I might just pull one of my classics and do a armor stand right here in the middle. Now, the only thing I could think of for this wall is it's kind of empty in here still. So we could put like an item frame. I like that. It's like very simple, I feel like, but I think it goes well. I wonder if something like this might help it just help it look a little more less random and cemented into its surroundings. Yeah, I like that a lot actually. Over here we need to do the same thing with all of these thingamajigs. There's no shelf here, but I still feel like we need something down here. Oh my gosh, I don't like how that looks actually at all. I'm thinking a wooden stair. I'm debating between dark oak or oak. Probably just oak. Like right here, an upside down stair, and then a pot of something on top of it. Yeah, very simple, but I feel like it just looks really good. So, you know what? Let me just fill this in. I didn't film most of this because I don't know if I mean, this is part of the library, but I just don't know if it's that important. And I'm sure this video is going to be way long anyways. It's just going to be a bunk room, essentially, for the villagers. I would do something fancier, but I have to keep them as close as possible to the bell. Speaking of which, I don't know if they actually can recognize that. I think I need to put one down here or something. Okay, I think you can hang them this high. Whoa. And villagers can still, like, interact with them. I actually don't love how that looks. If we put the stairs higher, will it look stupid? No, I actually think that looks fine, so... And I want to make it symmetrical, I should put another right over here. I just don't want it to, yeah, do weird things with that. It's probably okay, though. Why don't I just put a lectern right here so they're facing out of their booths. And then in the back, I just, like, hang a lantern. I could put a bookcase right here and then the lectern. I was thinking candles. Actually, candles would be so fire in here. I would just have to, like, go find beeswax. I meant to make a bee farm, and I never did. But I'm thinking we put a bookcase right here, and then their lectern will be right here facing out like this. And we'll have some candles here. And then we'll either have a torch or probably a lantern sitting on the back. Okay, whoa, it is way too dark right here. How did I never catch that? This is like the biggest issue with big spaces. Like, just managing the lighting is the hardest part. Maybe we could just put glowstone in the middle of this one right here. I'm just hesitant to do this because this will draw a lot of attention to the fact that this is all misaligned, low-key. I think we're just going to keep that though. I think that's just going to be the solution. I have been working 56 hours a week, every single day, just working and commuting 2 hours a day on top of that. Like, what is that if you add all those hours up? That's like 70 hours a week. I've been spending 70 hours a week working, literally not by choice. And after that, I can confidently say I am not made for regular adult life. So please subscribe. And you know what? Leave a comment while you're here too. And you might as well like if you're gonna do that, let's be honest. So, anyways, I literally haven't been able to touch Minecraft in so long. Oh my goodness. But today, I think we're gonna just finally freaking finish this. I'm actually not at work today because I called in sick. Not gonna lie, a lot of that is mental, but like, I was driving to work on the freeway and I literally started seeing double from exhaustion. And I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's time to pull the plug on this. Yeah, let's finish this mofo though. Oh, I forgot. I got these candles and the dangerous flint and steel. Imagine I just burned this whole library down. We're gonna put candles on each one of these. I think I mentioned this before, though I can't remember. I need to make a bee farm because I wanted a lot of candles in a lot of different places, and oh my gosh. Yeah, next we're gonna do is the chandelier. I think I gathered the things, yes. So real quick though, first, before we do the chandelier, the one thing I was thinking about putting like a couch over here, even though I usually don't like, you know, like build couches in Minecraft because they're pretty pointless, but couldn't decide which direction to put it, so I decided we'll just do a rug instead. And I thought pink might look nice in here because I love pink and we don't use very much pink. Actually, you know what would look even cooler? But if we did red carpet in the corners, I feel like that would eat, low-key. Oh yeah, I love the look of that a lot more. I saw on Pinterest a while ago this kind of like amethyst chandelier. Okay, actually, now that I actually am thinking about building this, I'm a little confused. Let me find that reference photo. I do actually really like this and how it's turning out. Honestly, is this done? I think it might be. You know what, I'm gonna call it done, and then if I ever look at it, I'm like, aha, then I'm gonna revisit it. It definitely looks like a clump with a bead below it, but it's kind of giving like vintage jewelry, if you know what I mean, where they have like that. Like, I literally am not gonna try and explain it right now because my head hurts too bad. Bam! So we got the little candles done, and then the lecterns will be in here once I go get them from all the villagers. We got the chandelier done. I think that's pretty much all the smaller details I was going for. I think we're essentially done with the interior. All we need is to put the villagers in here, as well as this clock. I don't know if I'm gonna do this in this video or not, because I don't effing know with redstone. But maybe we'll at least do the gold decoration bit. Where did I put all my gold? I can't remember. I actually don't even know if I'll put in all my earlier ramblings, because half of them don't even make sense and all just consist of half-finished sentences. But I did speak about wanting to like recreate this like clock you carry around, but in a big version with redstone in this tower behind. So we'll just get some gold blocks. Hopefully we have enough gold here. 3. Okay. Yeah, I'd say that looks like the clock in my inventory. So now all I'm gonna do is behind this is gonna be a redstone contraption. Time to put up some signs though for the pieces of my castle that I did take inspiration from others for. It's like respectful, but also it's kind of cool to see how like other people's ideas have transformed into something in my castle. For the fireplaces, I'm pretty much just gonna like give all the credit to the guy who made the initial design, because even though I tweaked it a little bit, there's like so much that's the same that's pretty much just his. Let's see, so we will do, and then I think I could dye this blue and glow it so it's a little more visible. There we go. Fireplaces by Steve Burt on Pinterest. And then I need to find a place for one more sign for the inspo for the chandelier. Maybe we'll actually put it on the back of this so it's out of the way on Pinterest. Okay, so this is the one that's actually by this Steve Burt guy. So this one is actually by Cifro. Oh, he capitalizes that. Bam. Okay, oh, sorry to have gotten that mixed up, but now it's set straight. And I really hope these people I'm finding are the, like, actual people and not people who just, like, reposted. I actually think we're done with the inside because there's still the entire exterior. Basically have no idea where I left off. Low-key haven't played for a couple weeks because I literally became homeless and lived in my car for a while and on friends' couches. But my lease finally started. I am housed again and I set up my computer, so now we can resume playing. So the first thing I always do when starting with the exterior is do the foundation, and sometimes that's even the first thing I start with when I begin building a thing, if I'm not like exactly sure what I'm going to do with the inside yet. And so for my foundation, I have a very specific style that I do on almost everything in here, which I'm just gonna fill in here. Here, I came up with this design a good bit ago, like when I first started building the castle, and I've just stuck with it because I think a uniform foundation really makes the base look put together. I do not want to organize my inventory for this. Time lapse incoming. The foundation is done! The next step I like to take when working on the exterior is actually putting on the roof. But just the wooden part, you can see that's the stage where this is at. And believe it or not, there is a method to this madness. There are reasons why I do it this way. The reasons being, it's easier to make the walls align with a roof than it is to make a roof align with walls. And this roof presents a specific challenge, which is this skylight. As far as this flat space goes, I don't like doing just flat roofs. We could do a terrace that has like a garden on it or something, which is what I'm doing over here. I don't think there's going to be anything to connect this garden to unless we have the entrance to this garden be stairs that connect again to this little tunnel system we cannot see. At that point, it just starts to get a little bit complicated. But then again, it is a massive castle. Maybe complicated is what we want. I don't have anything else I want to build on the top here, so we're just going to go straight in and put the blocks as close as possible to this without causing issues at the beginnings or the ends. But luckily, this section at least seems pretty seamless. And so we're going to build up to here, this block, so I'll just destroy these so we know this is the line. I've actually been doing this thing on all my builds where I have overhanging on the walls. Oh gosh, it's snowing again. But I know this will be the exterior wall because it is just stone. I don't want to have to double layer stone for no reason. That means we'll bring the wood all the way to this block. Just plop these on. This actually might be the simplest roof design I have made, as in regards to how well it fits on top of the under base. Usually there's a lot of weird gapping, like you can see over there. It just ends up odd. I don't know why. And as for the center, I think we're gonna bring it up, and I always just leave the middle one open. That's not a good looking shape. Well, it could be. It could be. I need to see the vision. It might look a little odd, but sometimes having like odd variation makes your build come alive a little. I say we go with it, just also for simplicity. So now we're going to build this over here. I have varied my design a lot more, just kind of randomly, I won't even lie, to minimize the space underneath or make it more pointy or however I feel. But you can see the first roof I did, I literally just did the same pattern the entire time because I didn't know what to do, and that's totally okay too. Even if it gives you a ton of extra space like I have under there, it might give you an idea for a really cool room or something. Like, I actually am putting some stuff in there that'll be very cool when it's finished. I'm thinking 3 divisions, so I take out 3 blocks for 3 divisions. It's literally not even because I only have 2 internal divisions, which will take up blocks. Even though it's 3 chunks, there will be 2 divisions. Why am I such an idiot? And why have I struggled with that the entire time I've been building this goddamn castle? Okay, so as you can see, I've just gone around. This actually took me 2 days because I've been working really long hours, not by choice. And I'm actually out sick today because I woke up and just realized I haven't showered in days, I haven't had a good meal in days, I'm so tired. Screw all this, and so yeah, I made yummy food, took a shower and everything. I feel great, and now I'm on Minecraft. As far as the roof goes, you can finish it all the way out from here, or you could go into the walls and then come back to the spiky bits in between. I've done it several ways before. Yeah, now is the time to do the outside. And I forgot, I'm actually planning to put a tower right here, but we're just gonna ignore that for right now, at least. To be honest, I do not remember why I made the decision to push the foundation out this far. Usually I would put this up next to the wall. I think it's actually because I wanted to incorporate some dark oak trimming though, so we're gonna get some dark oak logs. I think I used like oak and spruce stairs on my other build, so I'm gonna grab some of those and trapdoors. And then for along this one, I don't necessarily want this to be spawnable. It might just have a couple spots. But I'm gonna get like some stone stairs and slabs. For over here, we definitely need to cover the outside in stone. And we're just gonna slap on some right on the outside. Which actually, you know, I didn't think about that when I put this in. But that's okay. We'll just have the foundation go seamlessly into this wall. And we actually, I forgot, we need another little wooden roof right here, I think. And if I'm talking weird, I'm sorry, like, my face, I'm keeping it really still while I talk because I have a lot of pimples and acne. I just have a lot of acne around my mouth right now that just really fucking hurts all the time, but I can't afford a dermatologist and none of this cheap store stuff works, so I don't know. I think we're just gonna do stairs straight across this whole thing. And because this is such a small little side roof, I don't think I'm actually gonna put any stripes on it, like of stone. And next I just need to go get my full stone assortment, which is always really annoying to get. I got me logs. What we will do is lay them down flat like this, and I'm just gonna strip these to match the rest of the castle. I'm being inspired by a design that comes off of my throne room, but I have a lot of like dark oak stairs on top of the log on the exterior, as well as I can't put anything here because we are putting stone walls there, but as well as like that kind of thing. No, not what I meant to do. I don't know why I'm not hotkeying. I don't know if this design is just gonna work because it's a little bit randomly placed on this build. You know what I realized though? I don't think we can put trapdoors here if we're gonna put stone detailing down. So maybe we'll scrap the trapdoors, at least, oops, for right now. Okay, real quick, I thought I'd just show you guys what my inventory looks like when I'm doing stone. I always have a row of stone here, and then andesite, and then stone bricks, and then polished andesite. But I don't use that much polished andesite, so I will just keep regular stone above here because I use the most stone. And I don't know why it's in this order, but I always do it in this exact same order because it makes it easier to just hotkey to where I know things are. And then here we just have the same order repeated, but with stairs, stone andesite, stone brick, and then polished andesite. Same thing with slabs. And then if I'm doing anything else additional, I'll just have all this space to do things. Actually thinking maybe why don't we put stone here and then like slabs there. We'll put like slabs on top, and then we'll put like stairs on either side, I think. Actually, I don't know. We have some options. We could do more slabs coming down from here and then have this be a blank space, because then we would do a stair here and a slab like that. Or we could do like less stone detailing. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh, I actually like this squiggly look that gives that. Oh, I love that a lot. Okay, we're definitely going with that if I can ever figure out how to get back up. Oh, this is cool looking. I like that. Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah, next we're gonna start building up some of these walls that need to be built up. You really want to make sure there's no dark gaps inside of your builds, because trust me, spiders will spawn there and make your life really annoying. yeah, just gonna do this real quick. We finished this wall in like 2 minutes. Sometimes it surprises me how long these builds end up taking me, simply because it seems like the steps are so little and short. Okay, and you can see I've just been running it straight into the mountain over here. I don't know if I'm going to terraform around this part to make it seem like it's kind of buried into the mountain, or if I'm going to cut more away to make it look like complete in itself. And genuinely, I don't even understand how this happens. But, anyways, yeah. Okay, next place to tackle is right over here. I know it's hard to see, but again, I don't think we're really gonna build another roof around this thing. I think we're actually gonna terraform this mountain down over this. So I'm not gonna worry so much about coming out as much as just finishing out this wall. And so we're basically gonna take this block and continue it across all of these and connect it to, I think it's that strip back there. If you could see, that is the outer wall. Okay, and there we go. We can work on this garden thing right here that I was talking about. Yes, I like have a vision forming. We're going to make the main floor out of the lower slabs, just so mobs can't spawn. And then we will have bigger areas for trees. I don't want to build this top without knowing where the entrance to it is going to be, so let's just quickly figure that out. This is the roof we're going to be building it on. I love this pattern, by the way, and in the dark it's so subtle, it's like perfect. But I think we're going to want maybe like even just like in this wall. And we'll just have like a 3x3 tunnel going upwards. So, yeah, just like this. I will fill this out like this, so this gives us an idea of where the passageway is going to be. So if we build a tower around this, it'll be a 5x5 tower. Alright, the walls will be along the outside of this 3x3 space. Okay, let me just mark the corners of this tower. I will say that's not great for this thing, unless we just extend the little garden out to meet the tower, which I think is what's just gonna happen. I think that'll be the easiest solution here. So this is the edge of the roof. We will have the floor start right here, and we'll just bring this out to where that edge of the thing will be. Actually, you know what, we'll make this a like safe wall, so this will be a regular block. So we'll bring this straight up to the tower. She'll be right here, and this will be the floor of the part of the tower that there will be a door. You'll walk down onto these slabs right here. Okay, so now we've got our like boxed in boundaries. I did not check if the distance between this to there was odd or even, because I feel like that one doesn't matter as much for my vision. So we'll have 2 places of walkway, and then we'll have a little raised section, and then a tree shall reside in here. Okay, this is really random. I was just doing random things on this world, but like, do you see this one column of snowflakes that is going upwards? Why are they going up? Is this like a normal thing? But anyways, yeah, I did finish this or whatever. I'm on another sick day at work. I don't know. Maybe it's more mental exhaustion at this point, but I just like could not bring myself to go. But if I take any more sick days, I'm actually gonna be homeless, and I don't want that again. So we're gonna freaky finish this build today. It's gonna happen. It's probably gonna take me like 5 weeks to freaking edit this entire thing, but like, I'm gonna do it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna line this for the roof, but like also so it's the same all around here. Okay, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, got that lined, and now we're actually going to make this do this cute castle thing that I've been doing everywhere. There's no creativity whatsoever in this. You can see, sometimes I do it with full blocks, sometimes with slabs. Yeah, both of those are float blocks, but basically just this cute design because it's a castle. And these are on all the castles. That's just how it goes. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. Bam! And it just happened to line up perfectly. But anyways, once we've got that done, we're gonna build this freaking tower. It's just gonna be a small tower in the style of this tower right here. And I'm just gonna build it up to a height where I feel like it looks good. Which is probably gonna be like up to like that level. And we're gonna put windows obviously at the level of this floor. With this door, because this will be door frame. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and just call it at this height. Because even though I was initially going to bring it taller, because it's about like to this height on this tower, I realized that bringing it up to the original height I thought would have it competing with this one over here. That tower, which is kind of short. I probably should have made it taller, I don't know. And so I think that's a good height. Especially because the tower's only purpose is to get you up here, so this is already extra, but I mean, if I wasn't extra, would I really be building this castle in Minecraft for myself? No. Okay, next we're going to be filling in these gaps. I actually need to do a quick rerun for all of my materials, but we're going to be filling in these. Nothing really special. What I do is, typically you can see on the stairs I'll put a block and then I'll actually put spikes on top of those stairs. But then if there's too many stairs, I'll just pick ones to do a block. And then you can see I have actual stone stairs there. And it's just basically the reverse pattern underneath. I know that's so unhelpful, but like, I don't know. Okay, so I filled in all those little gaps, whatever. Okay, now we're just gonna do the borders. Like I was talking about earlier with the weird trim, I can't say I really know what I'm doing when I do these, but all I know is that wherever this block or stair ends up, the blocks are in line with the blocks on this roof, so there will be a block the same place, just moved over. And I usually put the stairs one up. Honestly, I might change that just for this roof because there's so many stairs in a row. Might just have the stairs directly off. Okay, we figured this out for one side at least. I actually really like how it looks. It's growing on me. Alright, so I've got the edging on all of these done. The next step is going to be, unfortunately, the roof trim. This is the worst part. This is technically the trim, but we need to do the, like down here, how the end of the roof, like, connects. Because right now it's looking pretty bland. I think I'll just do a basic upside down checker. Or should I do an upright checker? Oh! You know what? Totally forgot. We need to do this part. This side of the roof. I think it's gonna be pretty simple. All we're gonna do is just continue this kind of like pattern and then fill it straight into the ground. So like these stairs will have to go. And that should be good, I think, for the inside. One thing though down here, I don't want this to be a death trap. Like if you got stuck here and you're like, oh, I can't get out. Is this glass though? Okay, it might just be a death trap. I might just have to never fall down in this hole. I usually try not to make those because other mobs could get stuck at them too, but I can't imagine any mobs that would find their way. Bam, that is done. That was actually a lot more simple than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I don't know why I thought it would be complicated, but yeah, that is good. And now I will do the thing I was talking about for the trim here, just making that checker. I also just added this like slab squiggly right along here. Honestly, I don't know if it like looks good and so sophisticated, but like I kind of like it. It just like makes me happy, and that's one thing. If something makes you happy, even if it doesn't look like aesthetically pleasing, just keep it. Alright, we've got this. Oh, almost forgot about down here. For down here, I think we're just going to plop some slabs on top. Just like this. Guys, I'm kind of getting hungry, but I legitimately don't have any food in my house and I don't get another check for like 4 days. So hit that subscribe button to help a Minecrafter eat, please. Please. We do need to tackle the windows a little bit. So all we're gonna do for here is literally just, this is looking pretty good. So in the big spikies, you can actually see I used a lot of sea lanterns and oak trapdoors under them just to add some lighting to the castle when it's dark out. Yeah, and for these spikes, I have a general shape I usually go to, like, you know, you just have the middle one with all those materials, and then you have like stairs and more blocks on the side, but I don't have like an exact pattern I follow every time. I just do what looks right for the build. Yeah, so first we're going to start here. I think we're actually going to start with a slab to close this gap off here and put a block above it. Yeah. Okay. And I think that's gonna be our spike. Now I always force myself to look, even though I don't want to, make sure it doesn't look dumb. No, I think that looks pretty good, actually. Okay, now I'll just repeat that all around. Usually on the ends, I used to try and do stuff that stuck out like that, but I never could fully tell how I felt about this situation. I do like having the walls and then the sea lantern like that, but I just, on the end, I don't know. So I think we'll just stick to simple spikes for this one. Alright, I have input all of those bigger spikes. I think it's looking really nice. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, it was just perspective. I thought this one was taller than the rest, and I was like, they should all be the same height, but yes. Dang, sometimes I look at this and I'm like, wow, okay, I'm actually building a castle. That's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, I like that. That's what we're gonna do for, I think this whole thing. We'll just do stairs. We will have to make some spikies for right here, like everywhere where these come up. I'm thinking, I don't know if we really need lights for these. Should we do lights in the, honestly, yeah, it'll look good. And what about one more block? And okay, that actually looks pretty good to me. And we'll do the classic, 2 walls and bop. How does that look? Nice. Okay, I like this a lot. But then we're gonna have an odd gap. Are we okay with that? Or, I just realized, why don't we just put a block here? It's really that simple. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here's how this is gonna go. Azalea, very cute. Mushroom. The spruce in the middle, because it's very tall and skinny most of the time. This here, and this here. Bam. I also don't know if this shouldn't affect their growth, but still. Uh-oh. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, they all chose very interesting directions to grow, low-key. But you know what? I actually think this is quite nice. Gonna commit to these. Slap them back down. And these have a very low light level, which is why I chose them, because we already have so many torches, but I feel like it needs a little something. Cute! I really like this garden. It's adorable. The last thing we have to do the little spikies. And we're gonna do them 2 high. Just my standard thing. Oh my gosh, you remember how I said I just need to remember to never fall in here? Fuck. This is what I use to make those 3D time lapses and stuff, replay mod. But sometimes I like to just go in here without even making anything, making a video, and use this to just quickly check for any missing blocks, especially when I do these big things like this. I think for the most part we're good. I'm not seeing anything that's wrong. You have to be very careful not to go inside blocks in this mode though, because I don't want to know if there's an ancient city beneath me or something, I'd rather find that. Okay, this does look kind of funny. Should I fix that block? It's kind of growing on me. It's like a magical center stone or something. It looks like a little ritual. I want to find a better shader. I've been having issues with this one recently. Especially in here. Do you guys want to see in here? Because it's a mess. The lighting just does weird crap, Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I hate the yellow tinge. I wanted it to be very white. And in my mind, Enrods should be pure white light. I don't know why it's giving off a yellow light. Oh my gosh, we're actually done. We're actually done. This is crazy. I've been building this for so long. I can't believe it just happened just like that. I gotta go do the intro now. Ah, I'm so excited! This has been months in the making, and when I first started thinking about building a castle, I knew I wanted a really gorgeous big library in it, and I can't believe I've done it. I've actually done it! Go subscribe! Subscribe, like it, subscribe!